your story right there.
I'd enjoy playing in a tavern like this. The tables aren't facing the wall like with Nordens.
Hold off your admiration for now and try to blend in. We don't want to look out of place.
That should be my line. You stick out like a chaste knight.
You're right. Let's find a table before anyone else notices.
So, what's the plan?
Ideally, I'd like to get the servants to safety. That may prove difficult. There's no guarantee the servants won't abandon themselves.
Greetings. How are you all doing on this fine day?
We're just fine, thank you.
That's splendid. Just splendid, huh? You know, I haven't seen you three around here before. Especially these lovely ladies over here. Are you by chance a bard? Because I've got a flute I'd love to have you blow on.
I'd advise you not to make such crude statements to the lady.
Or what, lover boy? You gonna arrest me? Now that I think about it, you three look awfully suspicious. Well, that's mighty helpful, seeing as I don't know who in oblivion that is. Just like I don't know the three of you. Come on, boys. Let's do the trespass.
I'm gonna break your...
Yeah. Yep. Don't know nothing about nobody. Just pass the notes, serve the drinks, say my lines. You know, food for the hungry, drink for the thirsty, warm ale and warm bosoms and all that.
You know, I was thinking, we can probably turn this into a respectable tavern. All it needs is a woman's touch. And maybe a dozen or so rooms.
Strange.
What are you implying?
Oh, I've already made up my mind. I want to remodel this place. But that being said, we'll still need a bartender. Why not our friend here?
Wait, you do realize this
Wouldn't
is
it be nice to have a little,
Don't
you
you?
and I?
Only because Grenier was posting bounties. But that will change, won't it?
Sure, why not?
What do you think? I'm sure some of the miners from Shore Stone would prefer coming here as opposed to trekking all the way to Riften. Of course, the place will need a suitable bard, which I will be more than happy to provide. I know, isn't it? I can't wait to see this tavern bustling with travelers from all over Tamriel.
I suppose then this is where we part ways. I must return to
Something on your
Windhelm
mind?
to arrest Grenier.
You'll still come and visit, won't you?
If by some miracle you manage to stay here, I will, my lady. However, I have a feeling you will be returning to Windhelm sooner than you think.
If that happens, I'll be sure and buy you around. What exactly does a chaste knight drink, anyhow?
Water, believe it or not. Although, on occasion, I will drink tea.
What's on your mind, sweetheart?
Wine it is, then.
My lady, that is one argument you will not win.
What is it? And I imagine you intend for me to wear this
Need
dress?
something? Don't know nothing about nobody.
Just rip it
Just
open.
pass the notes, serve the drinks, say my lines.
Sure, if you're strong
You know,
enough.
food for the hungry, drink for the thirsty,
Stay away
warm
from
ale and warm
the
bosoms
rich.
and all that.
You would never.
Gold, lots of gold. Yeah, she comes in on Sundays. No, not every Sundays, but every now and then. Last I heard, she was going to Dawnstar to meet an old friend. Huh. Didn't think she had any. That's what they say. Nope. Barkeep's heard too many bad stories, too many bad jokes. He knows it's best not to listen to anyone. Sure, you're the boss. What do you need? Not a problem. Just gotta find a pen. Sure, you're the boss. What do you need? Will do. Sure, you're the boss. What do you need? Alright, I'll find one. Shouldn't be too hard. Sure, you're the boss. What do you need? Sure thing. Good idea. Drinks, food, beds.
What can I do for you?
No, I don't want to
Made a
take
profit.
drink.
Here.
Give me a water.
Sure. Think I got a
All
clean
right.
rug around here somewhere.
Okay.
Huh?
Yes? Oh, aren't you precious? Come here and give your auntie a kiss. And when you're finished, why don't you do her a favor and get the hell out of her kitchen? That's right. The name's Lamke, and I specialize in authentic nerd cuisine. In other words, meat, cheese, and mead. This may sound a little odd, but I've always wanted to handle sharp objects. I suppose for Nords, it's in the blood. I would have been a soldier, but the axes and swords were too heavy to swing. So instead, I picked up a butcher knife. Well, it's no tradition that the tastiest dishes are also the hardest to kill. But most of these milk drinkers that come through here ought to be fine with just a leg of mutton. The dried fish is another popular one. But you have to let it soak for a few days in water, ashes, and lye before you cook it.
Take this here healing potion.
Mostly vegetables. Cabbages, carrots, potatoes, and leeks. If some Imperial guard comes in here asking for bread, tell him to go back to Cyrodiil. Yeah, we got a few loaves around here, but Nords don't like to eat things that are weak. If wheat and grains are too frail to grow in the cold, then they aren't worth putting in our bellies.
What can I do for you?
Ale and meat go with just about anything. Some say red wine goes good with red meat.
You are.
As long as you aren't drinking milk, I don't have a problem with it. I'm an old-fashioned girl. Give me a split roasted goat over the meat fire, and I'm happy. Shouldn't you have your spouse do that? Or did we get married and I forgot? Well, here you go. I was born in Eastmarch. They say when I came out of the womb, my mother dropped me in the river, and I've been a frigid old horker ever since. But the truth is, I only get frosty when I'm in the kitchen and people interrupt me when I'm cooking. Maybe not where you come from, but in Eastmarch, we make our beds out of snow. Until next time.
Huh?
Good morning. Why yes. I was just thinking about the song, 7 Septims for Sigurd. I've never heard it, but I've heard of it. Don't you think that's strange? Well, tavern songs aren't really a part of a formal education. Well, asking some experienced tavern bards could be a good idea. Too late. I've already made up my mind. We're not going to learn the old song. We're going to make a new one. And you're going to help. You know me too well. In fact, I've already come up with a concept for the song. See, Sigurd is probably a bartender, and 7 septims is the cost of a drink.
You are. Let me know
So,
if there's anything
with that in mind, the first few lines will go like this. 1 pint for my friend and 2 cups of beer, 3 rounds of ale for all and 7 septims for Sigurd. 4 bottles of your finest wine and 5 flagons of cheer. You'll drink until the clock turns 6 with 7 septims for Sigurd. So, what do you think? Oh, but there is. We need someone to fashion the melody. And I've already decided that you're just the person to do it.
I don't think Ayla will train me in marksmanship
Great.
again.
You play,
Last
and
time
I'll
she did,
follow
a
your
front
lead.
guard took an arrow from me in his knee, and then he got mad at her.
What can I do for you?
Water, and I want it to be clearer than air. No funny business.
Sure. I think I got a clean water around here
Pint
somewhere.
for my friend and 2 cups of beer, 3 rounds of ale for all and 7 septims for Sigurd. 4 bottles of your finest wine and 5 flagons of cheer. You'll drink until the clock turns 6 with 7 septims for Sigurd. One pint for my friend and 2 cups of beer, 3 rounds of ale for all and 7 septims for Sigurd. 4 bottles of your finest wine and 5 flaggers of cheer. You'll drink until the clock turns 6 with 7 standing for Seeger.
What is it?
What is it? Oh, that was great. I think this new song will be much better than whatever the old version was. If you want to play it again, just ask. Safe journeys.
What is it?
Is there something you need? That's not necessary. I just want a little privacy. There's a ton of people who would deserve your time. I'm nobody special. Oddly enough, when I was little, I wanted to be a courier. But as much as I love to run, they said I didn't have the stamina. So I worked at the office instead. That's the only thing that keeps me going. If I make it out of this, maybe in some ways, it'll prove everyone wrong. No, I mean, maybe. You really want to help me? My pa told me it's the ones who look friendly that you have to look out for.
Rosalind.
But right now, I guess I don't really have a choice.
Rosalind.
Besides, the people who want me dead wouldn't even bother with a charade. They'd just park the dagger in my skull.
What? How do you confuse a minor?
A lot of folks.
You show her
They
two
say I'm a
shovels
cold-blooded
and
murderer.
ask her to take
But I'm a
her
nobody. Just another Nord who spent half his life in taverns like this. But one day some brute started picking on me for no reason. Then he challenged me to a fight. I figured he'd beat me up and get bored of me. Maybe then he'd leave me alone. How was I supposed to know he was a merchant's son? How was I supposed to know I'd win? I don't know, I just stood there and took my lumps. But that only made him angrier. He kept yelling at me to fight back. So I did as he said and tried to punch him in the jaw. He smiled. It barely even grazed him. And then he fell. I don't know. But maybe someone in Riften saw something. That's where he died.
You dropped this. Good thing I found it, not someone else. Otherwise, you might have lost it.
All right then.
Well, would you look at that?
Something on your mind?
My thanks, friend. Here, take this here healing potion.
What is it?
Found it.
Greetings, traveler.
Sometimes
My
it's
name is
painful to look
Fanar.
at every nook and cranny.
If you are in need of a companion, perhaps I may be of some use. Well, I have experience fighting in elsewhere, but there my skills were not suitable to the environment. Now, my skills are suitable,
Welcome. Let me know
but
if
I
you
lack
want
the
it.
experience. This is where I am hoping you will help me.
Give me a water.
Here you
When
are.
the army
Let
deemed
me
I
know
was
if
better
there's
off
anything
peeling
else you want.
potatoes than I was fighting on the front lines. They also did not approve of my opinion of Izmir. Yes, but I am not concerned with whose side I am fighting for. There is glory to be had by all. Not really. I've always been a fan of North culture. The food, the music. I can even recite the story of the 500 companions from memory. I have always been the black cat in the family. Or should I say the white one? And elsewhere, mischief is the norm. As such, some wanted me to go to a place where I'd fit in. Others simply wanted me to leave. I do not know if he is a god, but if any mortal were worthy of the
Can I
claim,
help you?
it would be he.
Water. And I want it to be clearer than air. No
Very
funny
well.
business.
Sure. Think I
For
got a clean
Moskajit,
mug around here
speed
somewhere.
is of the utmost importance. A warrior in heavy armor will weigh down his battle cat, or get an arrow stuck in his chest. Better to let the arrow pass through, they say, so it can be healed. Even better to move swiftly and dodge the blow completely. This is why many Khajiit will say I am a poor fighter. But perhaps you will see the glass is half full. We are not the same, so this makes us complement each other well. Yes, when I was little, I was a very fat cat. I tried to change this by working at a local lumber mill. Of course, I only seemed to get fatter. I never realized all this time it was muscle building under my skin. Maybe because it was covered in fur.
What can I do for you?
Water.
Izmir guide
I
us
want it to
both.
be clearer than air. No funny business.
Here you are. Let me... Is anything else you need?
This is nice. Don't you think so?
What? Look, buddy, I don't know what you think you saw, but I didn't rob this grave. I mean, I tried. Oh, how I tried. But this Nord Piggy didn't have a septum to his name. You're a smart one, a real student of the law. But what if I told you this man owed me the deed to his housewife? In that case, I'd argue that by hiding these papers in his coffin, this man has stolen from me. From the looks of it, a Nord man, who died very young and very naked. Well, I'm no priest of Arcade, but if I had to guess, painfully. I think we're done here. Yeah? I think we're done here.
Greetings, honored
Welcome.
friend.
Let me know if you want anything.
I'll
Think I
teach
got
you
a
to
clean
talk
mug
to
around
me
here
that
somewhere.
way.
Hope you're willing to back up those words with your fists.
Yes? Have you heard? A milk drinker with arms as narrow as toothpicks killed Orgman the Mighty with a single punch. Of course, if you believe that, then I've got a plot of land in Sovngarde I can sell you. A very bull-headed man, and when he wasn't bull-headed, he was pig-headed. But he had his charm. He was always challenging men to fights. He despised weapons and magic, always fought with just his fists. Never thought I'd see him lose. Sadly, it doesn't matter what I think. Orgman's father is the only opinion that has sway. He's the judge and the executioner. There's been a lot of stories coming out about Orgmund, how this milk drinker bit the apple of his eye, his wife Marla. All lies, of course. The two men I saw had never met, but lies become truth when you want to believe them. The person with the motive. You see, the part about the love triangle isn't entirely wrong. But it wasn't the milk drinker who stole a taste. Orgmund was my husband, his bodyguard Gallstein. He was my mistake. Gallstein asked for my hand before Orgmund's body had gone cold. If that isn't proof of his guilt, I don't know what is. He used to be a bandit, so my guess is he crawled into the same hole he came out of. Broken Helm Hollow. That's where you'll find him. And here, take this potion. Elgrim gave it to me in hopes of saving my husband's life. But he was too late. That's the one. Orgman's father has every sellsword from here to elsewhere looking for him. The poor boy was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Goodbye.
Hello.
Welcome. Let me know if you want anything. I think I got a clean mug around here somewhere.
Yes? Then my husband has his vengeance. You, on the other hand, deserve a reward. Here, this was a wedding gift, but Orgman never had any use for it. Maybe you can find a use for it outside of slicing bread. Orgman's father is the one who thinks ill of him. And as it so happens, that man died yesterday. Suffocated at the dinner table. It was really quite tragic. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go and make funeral arrangements.
Or I'll have your head on a pike.
Suit yourself.
Yes? Really? Then I don't have to run anymore. But I can't just pick up where I left off either. What do I do now? courier's office only hires reliable people. The fact that I left without giving notice means I can never work there again. I suppose I could try my hand at adventuring. It sounds scary, but I don't have a choice. Maybe I can help you somehow. I owe you that much.
The men here like my attention, and I like theirs.
Never see the sun again, you hear me?
Thank you again for your help. Until next time.
Traveler, you haven't by chance seen an Argonian by the name of Edema pass through here, have you? Or a bald Nord named Orsic? It doesn't matter. Chances are they never made it to Shorestone anyway. The three of us were explorers, trying to find a safer passage through the Gerol Mountains. There were rumors of a trail south of Bloodlet Throne, so we decided to take a look. We tried to keep a sense of where we were, but it was easy to get disoriented. Edema blamed the snowstorm. None of us wanted to admit that we were lost. But then the snow stopped. Kain herself lent her hand and brushed it aside. It was then that Orsic pointed to something in the distance, a light. An old cottage, resting right on the edge of the mountain. An odd place for anyone to live, but that wasn't the strangest thing. All that snow, and there wasn't a speck of it on that roof. In fact, the whole place just appeared out of thin air. That's what I tried to tell them, but the fools went in anyway. That's right.
You know,
There's a lot of value in finding faster, safer trade routes. Not just mountain paths either. Sometimes a tunnel will save you the trouble of climbing it. You'd be surprised what you find when you stop and look around. But roads cost a lot of money to maintain. Dirt trails are much cheaper. Best not to go there, traveler. Not if you value your life.
Sure. I think I got a clean mug.
I'm sorry, Mr. Skipper. I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't tell me you haven't heard about the Argonian and the house.
Sounds like a bad joke.
What sort of joke, Mr. Wolf?
The worst kind. The unfunny kind.
Maybe that's why she's not laughing.
No, she doesn't know it. It's up to us to tell her.
Except it's not a joke, and the house wasn't empty.
But now it is. They stole it, you see. A book.
A one-page book.
It's called a scroll.
A very old scroll. Find it, and you will get your heart's desire.
Is it riches?
Probably.
Fame?
Definitely.
It told of their coming, and it told of their going. But neither could happen without the opposite.
2 thieves, 1 scroll.
2 birds, 1 stone.
You will strike from above when they are upside down. You will dig into the soil and push yourself to the sun.
He speaks of a place with tree reaching high into the ground and a drink that reaches higher than that.
Why run? Ask the innkeeper. She knows.
Colovian Ale. Remember the name.
Own it.
Tell them the gods brought you there for a reason.
A very good reason.
No reason at all.
Welcome. Let me know if you want anything. Think I got a clean mug around here somewhere.
If it's work you need, how about chopping up some wood for the fire? You want a drink? Think I got a clean mug around here somewhere?
You're a tough one.
What can I do for you?
Don't know anyone else who'd drink that swill. Well, anyone besides me. Need something?
I enjoy this work well enough, but I'm ready to retire. I've been thinking of selling me into Isolda. Anyway, what do you need?
His raw fury's fire, and his scales
Simple. Every job I've ever done, no one's made it out alive but me. Doesn't matter how easy the job or how tough the warrior, it never fails. First time it happened, they said I was the lucky one, hence the name. Oh yeah, I'm still alive, and that's a hell of a lot better than being dead. Alright, I once did a job with a companion named Hjor. Now, a lot of smart people refuse to work with me, but even more think of it as a challenge, which is fine by me, it's not my neck that's on the line. Hjor was famous for killing bears. Extermination jobs is what he called them. So he asked me to help him clear a bear out of some shack. He doesn't even need my help, just wants to prove a point. Maybe. But whatever it was, it got him killed. Didn't start out that way though. Took him all of 2 seconds to smash the bear's skull in. I just stood there looking like an idiot. Never seen anything like it. Hjor comes over and pats me on the back. He says, "See, there's no such thing as bad luck." Only he never finished the sentence. Stepped on a bear trap the owner placed near the entrance. Took off half his leg. Because that stuff will kill you. I'm half hoping it does. I'll finally meet the one thing luckier than I am. Well, I don't want to scare you off, but we're supposed to raid a giant camp. Good. You're gonna need to be a little crazy if you want to make it out of this alive. Well, supposedly some fool is holed up in Sleeping Tree Cave. With something more valuable than all the golden dragons reach. Dead or alive, our job is to relieve him of his belongings.
I don't think Ayla would train
Sure.
marksmanship again.
Once got hired to clear out a
Last time
bandit
she did,
fort
that
with
poor
some
guard took an
mage.
arrow from me in his knee,
We
and
took
then
them
it
all
was
out,
bad
save for
after
some archer who was hiding up in the tower. I told the mage I'd go up and get him just to be safe. This mage wouldn't listen. He said he could take the archer out with 1 shot. He was right. He lit that bandit up with the biggest fireball I've ever seen. The archer, though, he manages
Will you
to stumble
excuse
off
me
the
a moment,
tower,
please?
and sure enough, lands right on the mage. Okay. The night might give us some cover. I'm not much for sneaking, though, so fair warning.
Is there something I can do for you?
What's on the menu?
Another day, another victory.
Great. Should have figured something like this would happen. Just my luck. This Argonian isn't the guy. I know because, well, he's the one who hired me. And judging by the arrow in his chest, it wasn't any giant that killed him. Don't know who killed him, but I know what killed him. was working with me. That's why I always ask for 2 things. Pay up front and next of kin. Now I just gotta find this Bilbis and deliver the news. Are you sure about that? Sure you ain't working for me? Because the people who live, they always are. Don't matter much to me though. Like I said, so long as I live, it counts as a break. Going to Robert's Refuge. That's where the Ogonian said his friends are. Might stick around and see if I can't get some more work.
Back. It seems he's suffering from an irregular heartbeat.
It ticked when it should have talked.
And it talked when it should have ticked.
Now it's come to a full stop.
Yes, that is most irregular. An arrow to the chest? Likely, but there are other explanations.
No good ones.
For instance, the giant could have been using this arrow as a fork.
That's a terrible explanation.
Or a toothpick?
Have you seen their teeth?
Huh? Very well. We'll just have to assume the Argonian was killed by the Nord. This is turning out to be a very bad joke indeed.
The worst kind. The unfunny kind.
In any case, when one looks north, one must first be south. And there lies the answer. Winterhold or Riften, wisdom or prophet, explorer or thief. Who? Riften or Winterhold? You must decide. What is the motive of the average man? Greed or knowledge? Does his heart point north or south? In the battle for the soul, who will win? Answer that, and you will know where to go.
Did you need something? I don't have much time. My presence is required back in
sorry.
City. I was informed by a person I trust that an explorer named Orsic had come into possession of an Elder Scroll and wished to donate it to the temple. I have come to collect the scroll and verify its authenticity. It was not just a cheap imitation, but a dangerous one. He said it was being used by some cult, led by 3 men blinded by the scroll's light. Apparently, that's what convinced him the scroll was real. But if these men were blind, it was not the scroll that took away their sight. Or they were already blind and used it for personal gain. Powerful relics are often the focus of such hoaxes. They have the advantage of being both alluring and impossible to understand. A man with good intentions who made a poor decision. Worse yet, he claims one of his associates died in the process of retrieving this scroll, although he didn't specify how. I'm not entirely sure. He started mumbling incoherently and accused me of lying. Then he went on a rant about going south to go north. Explorers do have a strange way with directions. Well, at first I thought he was going to sell it to thieves. But he mentioned a mage in Morrowind. I offered to pay for a carriage, but he insisted on staying off the main road. South, to a place called Tolvold's Crossing. Looking at the map, I found a Tolvold's cave in the rift. So, my guess would be to start there.
I'm not afraid of you.
Thanks for having my back.
I'll smash his head. Die. Another day, another victory.
That's how a true Nord fights.
so dead. You made a big mistake. You think you can beat me? Go ahead. Don't you try. You don't scare me. Now I'm gonna get you. You are nothing but a stupid misery. You take my sword. Someone there. I'm gonna clean you with my sword. Come on, show me how brave you are. I'm not afraid of you.
Yeah, Lord.
Shoot him! Unsmash his head! Shoot him! Unsmash his head! dead. But my soul.
You think you can beat me? Go ahead.
Find you. You will be so dead.
Think you can take me?
Sure. You're as good as dead.
You think you can beat me? Go ahead.
You made a big mistake. Don't you try that. Did you hear that noise? Wonder what it was. Don't you even try that. Strange. Think you can take me, you leave me alone, bastard! Did you hear that noise? Shoot him and smash his head. You are as good as dead.
Strange.
You're a dangerous bastard, aren't you? Taste my sword. You will be so dead. You're as good as dead. You leave her alone. I'll kill you.
walk into an empty cabin. The Horker says this is a fine place to live. The Skeever says this is a good place to hide. But the Wolf, he knows this is the site of his next meal. Like I said, the whole thing was a bad joke, but the Skeever hid the gold. Now the joke's on us. Just a con man. Me and Skeever, we got this idea to make an Elder Scroll. It was easy fishing. You promise men the future and they come with gold. Horker was the mark, I was the muscle, Skeever was the artist. He turned out to be a thief. Of course, he wasn't the only one. We'd write things on the scroll that'd make Horker do our bidding, like hire mercs to attack a caravan or thieves to steal a gem. We just about bled him dry, so it was time for a new mark. Skeever gets the idea to use the scroll to lure the fish. He changes the paper and writes something about two of Horker's noble friends, a Nord and an Argonian, coming to the cabin the next night. But before Horker could send out the courier letter, those two idiots decided to show up. Horker thinks they're here to see the scroll. He shows it to both of them. Next morning, them and the scroll's gone. My guess is Skeever hired them. No such thing as a coincidence. Either way, it didn't matter. It was time for the wolf to eat. Yeah, the clever bastard thought if he hid the gold, I'd spare him. But I'm no fool. You, though? I owe you something for playing along. Won't be riches, won't be fame. But you play nice and you'll get it. And if you found the scroll, you can keep that too. Find the next mark. It was only a matter of time before Skeever crossed me. Only a matter of time before I killed him for doing it. I guess I'll just have to wait and see. Who knows? Maybe we'll run into each other again. No, it's an alchemist trick. A drink that whites your eyes. Of course, with Horker, we went a step further. Now that's a good question. Horker said the scroll gave him a vision of a cabin in the mountains, but it wasn't anything Skeever wrote down. Although Skeever could have lied. You can't trust a con man. Of course, only he knows the truth.
Yes?
Did you hear that noise? It must have been the
If you need me, I'm with you.
That's the last of them.
That's a beautiful amulet. Where have I seen it before? You do? Where? Then let's go.
You better watch out.
This is where it all started. I was over by the lighthouse, looking at the ocean. You came stumbling up the steps and tripped over a piece of fire.
Look here! Unstack his head. Come on, show me how brave you are. That's the best of it.
And this is how it ends.
I don't understand. You wanted to become a housecarl. You were going to protect this hold.
When that door spoke, I felt something I never felt before. First time in my life, I wasn't invincible. I was afraid. And I thought if I could conquer that fear, I could conquer anything. I'd be myself again. I don't know how long they kept me in there. I stopped counting the days, and I stopped counting the skulls. But when I broke out of my chains and I slaughtered them all, I had nothing left to fear. I've killed people. Not all of them deserved it. And if I know you, Ticrid, that's not something you can forgive.
No, Salim. You're wrong. Everything I am is because of you. You taught me how to fight, how to live with honor and protect the weak. I owe you my life. I will never take yours.
You really have grown, haven't you? You've learned to speak for yourself, but you don't speak for your friend. So, what of it? I was once a member of the Dark Brotherhood. I've killed men for money. I came here ready to die. I thought it was the Divine's way of bringing everything full circle. I didn't expect it to turn out like this, though. If we're not going to fight, then maybe we can work together. We have a mutual enemy, an elf named Daenerys. Possibly. Their broker never told us exactly who we were working for, and it sounds like this Daenerys treats murder like a babe with a fresh thumb. The bartender at Robber's Refuge told me my name was on the list of contracts, only it wasn't me they wanted. It was the sword.
I think we know why. Supposedly, it's the only thing that can kill Daenerys.
And here I thought I was just popular. What do you think we'll find him? Somehow I doubt he'll be coming for it himself.
It's been a long day. We can think about it tomorrow. Right now, I'm just glad you're okay.
So, what's changed in the last dozen years?
I'm a bounty hunter, actually, when I'm not traveling with my friend here.
I never would have guessed. It's like everything's different.
Some things, but not everything.
Come on in. Let me know if you need anything. Or take a seat by the fire and I'll send first songs I ever learned. Ragnar the Red. Oh, there once was a hero named
Goodbye.
Ragnar the Red who
Dragonborn.
There is nowhere for you to run, Dragonborn. Wherever you are,
Are you alright?
find you.
I don't know how that bastard slipped by me.
I'm fine, Sally. Although my chest feels like it's on fire. But I think I just need a moment to let the potion take effect.
You look pale. And your eyes. Damn it. This doesn't look good. I know this poison. Chances are he lifted it right off my belt And if that's the case, she's in trouble. I have a guy in Iverstead who brews it for me, and if it gets in the blood, it's guaranteed to kill. Good news is it works slow. The bad news is I don't know if there's an antidote. Not with this. It's a special poison I had brewed up. Acts slow, but always kills. This alchemist, he's some kind of a genius. Let's hope for Tickrit's sake, he can outsmart himself. Just hang in there, okay?
I'm coming too. It's not as bad as you, think.
Same old Tickrit. I tell you to lie down, but trust me, in about an hour, you won't have a choice.
This next song
Come
goes
on,
out
let's
to
hurry.
Dragonborn, the savior
Yes?
of Skyrim. Out the wind's wings, they did.
Wouldn't it been...
Oh dear, I do believe someone is sleeping in my bed again. This is not what I intended when I moved to this location. Oh well, nothing a little alchemy can't cure. A little dragonstone, a lick of troll's fat, and things will smell as clean as Kinnereth. I hope. Ah, it's you! Back for more poison, I presume. I really wanted to try something new this time. Maybe a touch of fresh honeycomb. I know, it isn't venomous, but it does ravage the stamina, and limiting the ability to recover is just as important as poison, wouldn't you say? Or maybe you wouldn't. It would be foolish of me to speculate on what goes on in your head. If I did, I'd be a card player, not an alchemist.
Change in plans. We need an antidote.
An antidote? But the whole point was to make a poison immune to shrines and potions. That's what you asked for, isn't it? Immunity? Certain death? Those were your words, if I recall correctly. Although, I suppose I could double check my notes to confirm.
I know what I said, but there has to be a way to undo the damage.
Undo? No, you don't undo a poison. That's not how alchemy works. It can inhabit, restore, or diminish, but it does not undo. Besides, my specialty has always been the development of deadly toxins. They are not deadly, they cease to be special. And if my inventions are just another poison, then I'm just another alchemist. Your companion? Wait, I thought your friend wanted to revive some criminal. Are you saying my poison was used on civilians? By RK? I'm a respectable alchemist, not a murderer. So how much time do I actually have to create this antidote?
If it works as slow as you say, probably about a week. But Tickrit's tough. I'd say she has at least 2. You always say you work best under pressure. We'll consider both your lives on the line.
Fine. Threaten the weakling. Just be thankful my mind is not as frail as my body. Now, given my poison has multiple areas of attack, you'll take at least 3 ingredients to counter its effects. It's also extremely malleable, bonding with most health and stamina substances, which is why it makes such a great base. This is why my venom is such a beautiful creation. The magic is in its simplicity. Like garlic, it attaches itself to healthy ingredients, but the resulting bond is toxic.
There has to be some sort of mixture it doesn't agree with.
You wanted an incurable poison, so rest assured it bonds with and absorbs all known cures, and continues on, unimpeded. But perhaps all we need is a little kitchen wisdom. When you chop a piece of fresh garlic, how do you rid your hands of the smell?
They say you should rub them on a knife.
Yes, of course. But do you know why? Precisely! You know your alchemy, traveler, and you seem like a capable warrior. It almost isn't fair given your expertise. I'm sure you also realize what I'm about to suggest next. We may not be able to rid the body of the venom, but given how it bonds to almost anything, we may be able to bond it to another poison. This new poison will be stronger and much faster acting, but easily removed from the body, much like a piece of steel from the palm of your hand.
Enough talk. Can you craft it or not?
It is theoretically possible. We need something that is inherently venomous, but also bonds to my poison's restorative properties. The problem is the ingredient itself. It only exists in theory.
What do you mean, only in theory?
Alright, consider for a moment the ordinary mountain flower. They're as common as butterflies, grow all over Skyrim, and in a variety of different colors. A nightshade or deathbell, however, requires no such display. They're perfectly content with being ignored. And then there are some flowers that are neither dark nor bright, and their very alchemy is a state of confusion. The red mountain flower restores magicka, but it can also ravage it. There's nothing short of a paradox. Now what we need is a substance that does the same for stamina and health, a poison that fortifies one's health. They say south at the peak of Arcwind Point is a black mountain flower, a plant born to seek attention, but one that grows by its lonesome. Of course, the place is fraught with Draugr, so no alchemist has ever lived to confirm the finding. For your friend's sake, I hope it's there.
Alright, you go on ahead. I'll stay here and make sure our friend doesn't run off. I didn't give it to you, I'm loaning it to you, just to see if that's what they're really after. Although I guess it doesn't really matter much if we're traveling together. Both, I guess. I'm no hero, but that's what's required to join your little club. When I was a kid, sure, that's what I wanted to be. But it's too late for that now. You write poetry? Because that also makes me cringe. Sure, I know you mean well. Ticker's the same way. She'll always see me as that girl who told the bullies where to stick it. But the truth is, everything's changed. The girl she knew died in that sanctuary. She's a good kid. Had a lot of talent. Even if it didn't look that way. I'm not surprised she's as strong as she is. I thought she'd become a guardsman though. For people like her, it's easier if she has a routine. I tried to come back to Dawnstar. I really did. I thought I would just pick up where I left off. But that was naive. My parents were gone. So was everyone I knew. And then I just walked into the Wind Peak Inn and saw her. It was Tickard, dressed as a guard and laughing that awkward laugh of hers with people I never met. Part of me, yes. But I knew they couldn't. It wasn't just me who changed, it's almost as if our lives got switched. She was the guardsman, protecting the town, and who was I? A killer? A victim? I didn't even know anymore. So I left that part of me all behind, and became what I am now.
Taste my sword!
You're back, and you have the ingredient. Amazing. Let me see it. Oh yes, the pigmentation, the ratio of petals to sepals. This is a unique discovery indeed. Shame there isn't more to experiment with. Would have loved to know what other properties this specimen holds.
You make this potion, and I'll fetch you enough weeds to build you a garden.
You may have to, if this doesn't work. Let's see, a longfin would probably be a good secondary ingredient, but I need one more to serve as a bonding agent. You do me a favor and fetch me a chorus. No, wait. Make that a pine thresher egg. From the shelf. It's a brown one, in the wooden bowl.
You know, you're actually rather cute.
Come on, hand me the egg, quickly. Excellent. Now I just need to distill the liquid and... There we are, a poison that cancels out poisons. Take this to your friend. Make sure she drinks all of it. It should work, human error notwithstanding. After all, the fault is never with the alchemy. I'd wish you good luck, but there is no such thing.
Watch what you're doing.
Welcome.
Hey,
what? You want anything?
I don't have
got
to
a
take
clean
that
mug
from
around
you.
here somewhere.
Hope you're willing to back those words up with your fists.
You just missed Soren. He came back for his dagger. Said he was going after Daenerys, but he didn't have time to wait. I was probably just as foolish, seeing as I tried to go with him. Never made it out of the bed. In any case, the Nightblade told me where he was headed. Shadow's Gulch, a valley to the east of here. We can leave as soon as you're ready.
That's not gonna happen. You're staying right here and getting your rest. Now, it's about Shadow's Gulch.
It's a small valley leading down to the coast, just east of Snowville's Sanctum. At the base is a cave. Some of Daenerys' men were spotted outside. The Nightblade thinks that's where his spirit revives.
Then that's where you should go. Tigrid and I will follow when she's ready. Although I should probably say if she's ready. But if I were you, I'd prepare to go alone.
Death to all those who wear the face of the ghost.
You're a dangerous bastard, aren't you? What makes this smell? Damn it. Huh? Don't you even try that. That's the last of them.
Anyone there?
I'm gonna break your tusks.
Someone there?
You taste my sword!
Shoot him! Unsmash his head! I think my fighting skills have improved since I left you. Don't you think?
One by one. Such is the fate of those who defy me, the curse.
Yes?
And so, in their desperation, the Daedra anoints a champion who is not one of Orion's pets. Draw your weapons. Shall see if their choice was a good one.
Come on! I am not afraid of you, dragon.
For even the cycle of murder and betrayal must eventually succumb to the tyrant. That is the world of sea, to bring dusk and dawn. And while only the Trinity themselves can name you their champion, we can offer you a measure of their strength. The sword you have was meant for Daenerys. But now you are free to choose its enemies, as you are free to choose your own. Your words honor yourself, as do your actions. This is why you have been chosen to end the cycle. One who serves cannot betray, for that crime rests upon the shoulders of those who command them. Save the journey towards you. Walk always in the twilight.
You're back. Is Daenerys dead? I suppose you're right. But dead or alive, he was dangerous. And now, as you say, his body matches his heart. The man who really was a piece of slime. But in some ways, I'm thankful for this quest. It gave me a chance to make peace with Staline. She left, by the way. She wanted to find her parents. But I made her promise this time not to wait so long before coming back. Goodbye.